Friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany, and on this channel we talk about the false beliefs taught to women inside of the church. So if that's something that resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe and ring that little notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I drop a new video, which should be once every week. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram right over here. It's BethanyMichael_. Also sign up for the Outspoken Exfundie Newsletter. Goes out once a week-ish. It should. I just started it a few weeks ago, but this is a way that I can keep in contact with y'all outside of social media, just in case something happens with social media. I still want to get in contact with y'all. And in the newsletter, I will send you videos 12 to 24 hours early before they go public. Now today we have a Cringy Christian Content. I know last week we had to get the Matt Chandler thing out of the way and talk about that since it was so new, but we're gonna dive right back into some Cringy Christian Content. Let's get into it. Now all of these reels, TikToks that we're gonna see, they're either like public figure, they have thousands of followers on either TikTok or Instagram, or their content is hitting at least 1 million views. So to me, that tells me that things are very public for them, and so I don't need to blur their faces out. Because this particular TikTok creator, she is also on Instagram, but her TikTok is the biggest presence that she has. One or two of her videos have hit around 1 million views. So I am not going to blur her face out, and she has a lot of followers on TikTok as well. So I'm not going to blur her face out because she's very prominent on that app, and so we're going to talk about her now.
So here are 5 things that I do not do or practice as a Christian. The first one is celebrating Halloween, and if you're a Christian and you celebrate Halloween, I'm not judging you or condemning you. I don't know what God thinks about Halloween for you, but for me, he convicted my spirit about it. Probably about 8 years ago. I never liked Halloween. It's a very dark holiday full of gore and blood and evil and death, and the root of Halloween is really dark. It's demonic, and it's not a good holiday, and I personally don't feel like...
Who's gonna tell her about the history of Christmas? Someone should tell her.
It's something I can participate in. I also do not watch any horror films of any kind. I haven't done this in probably 15 years or more. I hated them as a little girl. They always ended up giving me super demonic nightmare, spiritual attacks, anything we're opening our mind to and our hearts to as Christians, which includes what we watch and what we consume, is an open door, and I don't want any open doors to anything demonic or evil in my life. I also do not practice anything New Age. So what I mean by that would be crystals, tarot cards, psychic readings, dream catchers, essentially anything that claims to tap in.
Her comments were going crazy because they were like, aren't your earrings dream catchers? Look at her earrings.
To a power or an energy outside of God, I consider to be New Age, and I don't want anything to do with it. Again, I believe that those are gateways for demons and spiritual attack, and also things that can lead you away from Christ.
I also commented on one of her videos, and I said, you must follow Brittany Dawn.
I also do not believe in or practice manifesting, and this will probably ruffle some feathers because manifesting is a big thing right now. Here's why. Manifesting, first of all, is all about self. It's all about what you want, when you want it, and manifesting the life that you want. That in and of itself is not Christian, okay? Christianity is about what God wants, trusting in God with all of your...
Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. That's a scripture in Matthew, I think, in the Old New Testament. Whatever you ask for in prayer, Believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. That's literally the blueprint for manifesting. Yeah, it's I want this, so I'm going to believe it into existence, and then I'm going to do the necessary action to get there. But it's not all about the bigger home, the fancier car. I want this because I'm selfish. No, you're asking for the things because you believe you're deserving of them. And it's not self. It's literally still trusting in your creator to provide those things for you. All you're doing is asking for it, believing it's happening for you, and asking for the guidance to get to that next step to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. People have manifestation so just corrupted and looking so, well, it's the bigger house, it's the fancier car, it's the worldly things. No, it's not. You can manifest more time. You can ask your creator, you can ask God for more time with your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always tangible things. And that's what a lot of these Christians like to say about manifesting. Whether you think it's real, hokey, whatever, the blueprint for manifesting literally is asking your creator whatever you believe, asking whatever you're wanting, that it's, moral and ethical and things like that, but believing it to come into existence. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it, and it's going to be yours. I have an affirmation that I use often that says, if not this, then something better. So if something that I asked for isn't working, then I know that something better is coming to me because everything is working out for me. It's not bigger, better. It's not that. It's just believing you are deserving of the things that you want in life. What is so wrong with that?
Trusting in God with all of your heart, letting Him lead you, guide you, and trusting in His plans for your life. Manifesting also talks about the universe and the universe giving you what you need. And guys, that's just not Christian. So if you're a Christian, pray about it. Again, I'm not condemning you or judging you, but ask God if that's something you should really be doing. This one also will probably bother a few people, but I do not believe in practicing yoga. This one's newer for me. God only convicted me of this a couple years ago. I'm all about health and fitness, but again, if you look at the root of yoga, it actually means to be yoked with. And in yoga, the poses are actually offerings to 330 million different Hindu gods. So it is a Hindu practice. It is a Hindu religion. As a Christian, we should not be tapping into and making offerings to other religions. So I'm curious what you guys think and if there's anything else you would add to this
What I think,
list.
that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Let's listen to her talk about Halloween.
Okay, so I got a lot of questions about this and I want to dig a little deeper. So I want to share specifically why I don't celebrate Halloween as a Christian. And again, I just want to preface this by saying, if you celebrate Halloween, I'm not judging you, I'm not condemning you. I don't think
this is my favorite. If you do what I'm about to say that I don't do, I'm not going to judge you, I'm not going to condemn you, but you should probably ask God if you should be doing that. It's the worst.
I think it's something Christians should celebrate or partake in, but you need to ask God about it. So I used to celebrate Halloween myself my whole life up until about 8 years ago. I used to go to zombie parties. I used to wear costumes, go to haunted hayrides, all of that stuff. But then I was really convicted about it. And it actually started when I saw a video of a former witch who talked about what she did on Halloween and what other witches did on Halloween. So one thing she shared was that Halloween is actually a high holiday for Satanists and witches who actually hurt people and animals on that day. And I had no idea about this. She said there's a lot of ritual abuse, animal sacrifice, and even human sacrifice. And Anton...
But are you doing that though? Because I feel like if you're not doing it and you're not celebrating that, again, who's gonna tell her about the history of Christmas? Because it hasn't always been the birthday of Jesus. That is not how Christmas originated, ma'am.
Levy, the founder of the Church of Satan, has actually been quoted saying it's the third most important holiday to Satanists, Halloween, and that they love it when Christians celebrate Halloween because it's opening you up to the dark side. And I've actually linked some helpful resources for you guys so you can actually read some of this stuff for yourself and do your own research. So if you click the link in my bio,
that link is a Google Doc of scripture verses. Not very helpful.
A document that has a bunch of resources for you to check out. Okay, so where does Halloween actually come from? The tradition of Halloween started with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. So yes, it does have a dark origin. It was all about warding off ghosts. Celts believed that on the night before the New Year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. And on the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain when it was believed the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. So to commemorate the event, they built huge sacred bonfires where they burned crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. So again, dark stuff. Okay, so if you fast forward to 1000 AD, the church actually...
So you're going to read out like bonfires for your whole life too?
Made November 2nd, All Souls Day, as a replacement for Halloween to honor the dead. So it's kind of like their attempt at replacing this pagan festival. But All Saints Day continued these traditions of the bonfires, parades, dressing up in costumes as saints, angels, and demons. Now I want to back it up with scripture. So Deuteronomy 18:10 through 13 says, let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practice divination or sorcery, interprets omens.
Sacrifice son or daughter. Sounds familiar.
Engages in witchcraft or casts spells. So God despises witchcraft and sorcery. God is a God of life, not of death, and Halloween focuses on death. So no, it doesn't say in the Bible, don't celebrate Halloween, but as Christians, I believe we're called to be holy and participate in things that are holy, and I don't think Halloween is a holy holiday. So pray about it and ask for discernment.
We are going to go to this lady I found on TikTok who I think she was like a relationship coach, but for Christians, and she puts out a lot of prophetic things on TikTok, and it's more annoying than anything because it's very vague, and it's a lot what kind of a psychic would do. Or not saying all of these things are like bullshit or fake, because like whatever, who knows, right? I don't know. Like psychics or a lot of energy healers and people who are super sensitive to energies and who are like, you're feeling very fill in the blank right now. And then they might say, well, if that's not you, then that might have been somebody else that I was picking up on their energy and I just thought it was you. Or they'll throw out, you might be struggling with something right now. You might be sad, like in an area of life, and you're like, oh my God, I really am. But like, that's everybody, right? So this is kind of what she does.
I need you to go to sleep tonight knowing God about to do it for you concerning relationship. God is sending your husband. He's doing it. He's writing your story. He knows every intricate detail about you. Why are you trying to write your own story? Why are you going back to Bocho trying to make him the one? He not the one. Sis, don't text him back. Block him again. Because I know we playing the block game. Block, unblock, listen. That's a true love story, but it's not. Keep him blocked. Keep moving. Keep pushing and understand that God got your man. Why you worried? He writing your love story tonight. This is your last month single. I'm going to say it again because when I said it last month, there's so many people actually in relationship and getting ready to be married now. This your last month single. I said what I said. Take it or leave it. If it's for you, put some rings below. If it's not, keep it moving. Keep it pushing. Good night and go to sleep. It's not for you. Don't be a Grinch. It's not for you. I'm not talking to you. But to the one I'm talking to, God is doing it.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense. You're going to have a good day. You're going to have a good day no matter what. You know who I'm talking to. You're going to have a good day. If it ain't for you, just keep on moving. But a lot of people the other day said that they had a good day when I told them to have a good day, so you're going to have a good day. What? That doesn't make... That is so dumb. This is going to be your last... That's such a huge... That's such a huge promise for people. This is going to be the last month that you're single. And people are going to hold on. People are going to hold on to that. And then they're going to go through a month. Because she has a pretty significant following on TikTok. So if you're saying this is going to be your last month single, and people are like, oh my God, you were right. Yeah, no shit. Because you have a lot of followers. Same woman.
I actually don't want to debate this. This is your last month single. And of course, if I'm not speaking to you, then I'm not speaking to you. But I do believe in faith, and I believe in faith activation. We have not because we ask not. So I'm going to prophetically speak this over to you, and you can catch it or you can throw it away. You don't have to catch it. So I prophetically speak to you. You're watching me. You're listening to me.
I'm prophetically speaking over you that y'all are gonna be millionaires. You can take it or leave it. You can take it or you can just throw it away. But you, everyone here, y'all are gonna have $1 million.
Me that this is your last month single, not because of me. I don't have that power, but because of Yahweh. I do understand the word. You can't really force God for the ones that's trying to come from our edges. I get that, but it also says we have not because we ask not. So therefore we're asking God, Father, this is our last month single. If it's for you, receive it. I'm going to keep saying it until it's your last month single. Drop some rings below. Share this with 3 sisters that's been waiting, and watch God blow your mind. Don't just keep this to yourself. No, share it, like it, comment, save it, so that you can come back to this video and say, God did it for me. It's your...
And there's the engagement. There's that hook. Okay. This is the same woman, and I might have to pause it here and there's music in the background. You can't really hear it, but just in case. But same woman, different energy.
I cannot stop crying because this is a lot, and I'm gonna try, but God needs more of us. We can't keep playing church. We can't do that anymore, y'all. He needs us to truly live the lifestyle, to truly love, to truly forgive, to truly share her story, to truly do what it is that he has called and ordained for us to do.
Can you imagine if you had a friend who wasn't a Christian, and you had a friend who was just following this guy? You know, they were in a church. There was this guy who was ruling over the church or whatever. Can you imagine if your friend posted something like this on TikTok? Like, fill in the blank with a name. Tim needs more of us. Tim needs us to actually live the lifestyle. Tim, you would say, friend, are you okay? Like, stop following this person. Like, what are you doing? It's this same thing, man. It's the same thing.
God is not playing with us anymore. And he said, sons and daughters, until you get it right, you're gonna keep going in the same cycle. You're gonna keep going in the same cycle. I don't even have any words. I don't know what to say, but get right.
That's a lot. Okay, we're going to lastly, we're going to wrap up with some Brittany Dawn videos. That's our favorite.
I already know. I saw this 2 days ago when it first came out, and literally my first response was I felt sick to my stomach. My spirit felt crushed. And the first thing that popped in my head was, why is it always Christians? Literally, why? Why is it always Christians? But then I really sat on it. Why is it always Christians? Why? Like, it's annoying.
I'll answer that for you, because I think she'll go on to say, like, they won't make fun of Muhammad, they won't make fun of other religions, because other religions don't try to push their theology down other people's throat. They don't try to make people feel bad for living in their own truth and their own freedom. That's why Christianity, like fundamentalism, is mocked so much, because of y'all. Because like it's literally your fault. Because you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram saying shit like, well, you cannot live in freedom doing fill in the blank. You cannot be a whole person while you do fill in the blank. If you do fill in the blank, there are demonic spirits around you. Stuff like that. That is why fundamentalism, not all Christians, but fundamentalism in general does get mocked. Because it's silly. And people on the outside are like, no, I'm actually living in so much more freedom being out of the strict doctrine, that strict theology. I can finally be myself. My anxiety has gone down. The depression that I had was going down. Things like that. That's why y'all are mocked. That's why. Carry on.
At this point, it's frustrating. Like, leave Jesus alone, leave him out of it. But you don't see this country or this world in general slandering other religions. You don't see them slandering other false gods. But Christianity is now acceptable in our society.
See, false gods. Who are you? Who are you to say that other religions have false gods? That's why Christianity, that's why fundamentalism, again, is mocked, because it's so just this way, not like it's so my way or the highway. It's you love the Lord and you get saved, or you're damned for hell. And that's it. There's no, well, I'll be open-minded. Like, what is your religion about? It's none of that. It's very black and white. That is another reason why fundamentalism, Christianity, is mocked.
Society to slander and mock Jesus, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I had a lot I wanted to say about this, but then the Holy Spirit checked me, like he always does. And I realized I didn't even know who this girl was before all this. I had never heard of her. And who's to say that that was or wasn't her idea? Because before I met Jesus, I was doing shoots just like that. I was in front of a camera wearing little to nothing just like that. And I wasn't a bad person. I was being influenced by bad things. I was being influenced.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Brittany Dawn, once again, not taking full responsibility for the stuff that she does. No. It wasn't my fault that I was half naked doing shoots. Not, like, if you do that, that's fine. That's what I'm just, whatever. Like, it wasn't my fault that I was drawing attention of other people. It was the producers. It was the photographer's fault that I did that. Okay.
Influenced and directed by the darkness. God saved me. He radically changed me from the inside out, and my life has never looked the same since. As Christians, we know why they're mocking us. We know why they mock Jesus. We know the truth. And one day soon, so will they. Until then, all we can do as Christians is pray for the truth to be revealed to this girl and everyone around her who is rallying such blasphemy. We cannot jump on the cancel culture train as Christians. We are called to pray, contend, and intercede on behalf of the broken. To Addison Ray, if you see this, I'm not here to cancel you. As a Christian, I'm here to pray for you, to intercede for you, and to believe that the Lord...
Her saying to intercede and to pray for the broken, again, such a mean girl. Christian, I'm not broken. Am I going to therapy because there are some things in my life that needs not fixing, but like help? Yeah, but I don't need fixing because I'm not broken. We are not broken. We are not broken people.
Is pursuing your heart just like he pursued mine 3 years ago. And to everyone else on the internet, be careful who you follow, because they're either leading you to Jesus or into a fallen world.
So I can either follow Addison, who whatever has pretty pictures on Instagram, or follow somebody who has scammed thousands and thousands of women and not talked about it yet. Okay. All right. Here's something else.
I love that this is a trend right now, so you know I'm going to hop on it. 6 things as a Christian, as a now Christian, saved by the grace of God and delivered of 12 demons, that I will never do. Number 1, I will not watch or entertain the thought of horror movies of any kind. This goes for crime and murder mysteries as well, which I know is hard because I used to watch them all the time too. Have you ever had nightmares after watching one of these? You're naturally inclined to, because you're opening up doors for demons to enter in. Number 2.
What does it mean if you don't? Because there are times when I will watch true crime as I wind down to go to bed and I sleep just fine. I can watch some gory, scary movies. I'm good to go. There are just a few that I'm like, probably not. But this doesn't go for everybody though. Because if she's watching true crime and she's having nightmares from it, yeah, sure, like protect yourself. Don't watch those things if they're affecting your everyday life. But there are other people, hey, how are you, that it doesn't really affect. What does that mean?
I will not participate in any way, shape, or form in anything New Age related. Tarot cards, mediums, manifestations, higher self, channeling, any of that, enneagrams, horoscopes. If you do not believe there's not a spirit attached to these, you're wrong. Number 3, I will not partake in sexual sin or sexual perversion of any kind. When I was dating, that meant no sexual sin in general. Now that we're married, that means no lust, no porn, or anything that goes outside of the scope of how God intended marriage to be. These demons will...
I bet they can't even discuss the physical features of like an opposite sex. Like there are moments when my husband and I are like watching something, I'm like, oh my God, she's really pretty. Or, you know, we go to the gym all the time. We're strongman competitors. And so appreciating like a male's physique or appreciating a woman's physique, like on his side of not even lusting, but like, damn, look at her lats, or like, oh my God, her traps, or quads, or something like that. So I wonder if they can even like appreciate the aesthetics of somebody else's body without thinking that's lustful. You know what I mean? That's so annoying.
Try to control you. They will try to convince you that you're out there living your best life, but in fact you're not. You're living in bondage. Number 4, I will not just let anyone lay hands on me. Now, I know this sounds crazy in the grand scheme of things, but when you let someone lay hands on you, you are spiritually submitting to them and letting them impart what they have onto you. If you know their walk with the Lord, if you know their doctrine, you know their sound, then yes. But if you don't know who they are and they're asking...
I think Christians think everything is happening like unconsciously, right? Like, I don't like when people touch me anyway. And I don't know if I don't know, man. Like, laying on of hands and feeling someone else's energy possibly could be, you know, feeling someone else's energy. I think that's definitely a thing. But I also don't think if somebody touches you, that automatically means you're submissive to that person, like energetically or spiritually. I don't think that's a thing. I don't know where she's getting that teaching from, but I don't think that's right.
To lay hands on you, proceed with caution. Number 5, I won't hold on to unforgiveness. This probably doesn't sound like anything in the physical world, but in the spiritual world, demons cling to this. The more you hold on to unforgiveness in your heart, the stronger of a grip demons get. And the last one, number 6. This one's gonna ruffle some feathers, but it's the truth. I will not practice yoga. Yoga is rooted in Hinduism. You cannot practice yoga, which is practicing another religion, without offending God and opening the door for demons to enter in. That's just the reality of it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make part 2.
But it's not, though. Like, it's not the reality of it. Again, black and white. Like, my way or the highway. It's either Jesus Christ, the Son of God, or you're damned forever. Like, there's not just one way. There is not just one way, and that is not the reality of it. It's not the reality of it. Okay, well, I think we have 2 more of her. I'm not sure. My husband's about to come home in a second, so I don't know if we're going to have time.
I'm going to say something that every girl wants to say, but might not have the courage to say herself. Ladies, it is not okay for your man to be liking half naked photos of other women on Instagram. I once dated a guy who was liking borderline corn, because I can't say the P word, on the internet. And so I approached him about it. And my favorite response that I ever got was, wow, you're so insecure. You are not insecure for making these requests. You are simply asking to be respected in a relationship. Because when a man does this, when he so obviously does this, it is not only blatantly disrespecting you as an individual, it is disrespecting the relationship you're in. Society has so completely normalized this that men are scoffing at the fact that we as women are even questioning their motives. If your man is okay with risking your relationship because he would rather like, lust after, and flatter other women on the internet, that says everything you need to know about the relationship that you're in. Men, you will never understand the pressure that we as women face every single day in this world. That pressure is telling us that we're not good enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, and that we're not worth anything more than our looks. And when you like half-naked, scandalous photos, it brings that trauma to the surface all over again. I mean, look at the beauty industry. The more we hate our bodies, the more insecurities we have, the more they profit off of us because we're trying to reach this unrealistic standard set before us. The last thing a woman in a relationship needs is to feel more insecure because of thoughtless actions her man is making. The man that God has for you will have eyes for only you. Are you going to be the most beautiful woman in the world? Probably not. Let's be realistic. There are beautiful women in this world, but he will have eyes locked on you. You are his prize. He should honor, protect, and respect you with everything he does, including who he follows on social media and what he likes. And every time I get a message about this, my heart feels crushed. So the big sister in me wanted to address this. Girls, this is your reminder that you deserve to be with a man who sees you as his prize rather than some half-naked woman on the internet who just so happens to catch his eye.
Okay, a few things. Number one, don't put women in like a generalization, right? I'm going to say something that every woman wants to say. No. Not every woman wants to say this. Number one. Number two, big thing that stuck out for me was your triggers and the traumas that come up, and if somebody says something or do something and then a trigger comes up, it is not the responsibility of that other person. It is your responsibility to deal with those. Now, if the man, if the partner, whatever you're with, is doing that like out of spite, like that's a whole different conversation in my opinion. But going back to me and my husband, we have friends of the opposite sex, and a lot of our friends are lifters, and some of those pictures might be like, I mean, and too, like, what's her definition of a half-naked picture? Because there are women who go to the gym all the time and they might be classified as half-naked because they have workout clothes on. So what's actually your definition? And two, by the way, since we're on the half-naked subject, Brittany, the pictures that you posted of you and your husband on y'all's honeymoon, you were in a bikini, stuff that you tell women not to wear. Like, the bikini that you had was a bit, showy, a little bit flashy for the stuff that you're like, I'm modest now. You are wearing that. In what world do you ever expect just women to like that photo? Like, it's very unrealistic, and it's a very silly expectation for you to post a bikini picture of you and your husband, and for you to, I only expect women to like this. No, that's dumb. That's silly. That's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. And I think it's just all of the intention as to which your partner and yourself is lacking something. It sounds like in her mind, if her partner is double clicking, they're staring at it, and then it becomes a lust, and then it becomes POR into them, and then they go pleasure themselves because of this bikini picture. No, my husband, when he scrolls, and a lot of other men in particular, when they're scrolling and liking, they scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap. It's like not even enough time to really lust over something. So I think it is all about the intention as to which your person is liking, is commenting. He comments on his lifting friends' videos, you know, great job, you're doing awesome, looks good, you know, things like that. It's so silly to me that anything to do with the opposite sex or any communication, any glance of the opposite sex is automatically deemed as lustful, is, oh, we don't want to cross a line, oh, we don't want to do this. So in my mind, it's like, what do you follow on social media that you cannot even cross that boundary of liking another person, another opposite sex, like another person's pictures? It's very, in my mind, it's naive, and it's extremely like 16-year-old in your first relationship with your boyfriend. Like, why did you like her picture? Why did you love her picture? You know, again, it's all about the intention. And I want to go back. If you are triggered by something, it says more so something about you than it does the other person. Can that be a conversation of like, whoa, what you just said brought some stuff up for me? Can we say this like in a different way? Or can we not say this particular phrase or this particular word because fill in the blank? Sure. But her saying, you know, if your man does this and it brings insecurity back into your life, like, that's a red flag. Well, like, you have to figure that out for yourself. Yeah, communicate that with your man or your partner or whatever, but that's more of an inside problem, because if you are feeling insecure about your man liking someone else's picture, that's a deeper rooted problem in you than your man actually just liking the picture, because really it could have meant absolutely nothing, right? And I kind of feel bad for Jordan in this instance, because I mean, I guess he doesn't have that much social media as what they've already said, but God, that feels very, very trapped of him not being able, like, feeling like he can't even be able to. Maybe that's why he doesn't have social media. Maybe that's why. Okay, anyway, so we're done. We're done with these crazy reels, TikToks. Let me know your thoughts down below. If any of this resonated with you or you love some cringy Christian content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, and always ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I drop a new video. I appreciate you so, so much, and always remember that you are a fierce and powerful motherfucking woman who doesn't have to convince anyone of anything, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!